When my eldest granddaughter turned 13, she and Grandpa went out for a half a day together to have some lunch, visit places that had memories for her family, and to have a grandfather-granddaughter talk, or at least my version of it. And I started by asking her, how long have teenagers been in the world? She gave me a strange look, surprisingly, because most of you hearing this probably have a strange look. And she says, I imagine 13 years after the first baby was born on Earth. And I said, no, not anywhere near that long. She looks at me, said, actually, they've only been around 50 or 60 years. Then she really looks at me. And I said, it started in the 1950s in America. First time any society in history has separated out an age group separate from the rest of society and what the norm was. First time in history, because up to then, every other society raised and trained their children to be fully functional members of their society by the time they were 12 to 14. Anyway, in the Narnia Chronicles by C.S. Lewis, one of my favorite series of any group of books that I read to my daughters while they were growing up. In there, children that go to Narnia are part of life and death situations, are part of wars, battles, incredible things that go on within the warfare at times within Narnia. And you think, well, why? Well, in the books, because there was an old prophecy that said, when the sons of Adam and the daughters of Eve sit on the thrones of Cair Paravel, they had a destiny. They had a prophecy. It was foretold what would happen with them. And they acted accordingly. I think there's a strong message within that. Anyway, one day I was up early about 5 o'clock, playing guitar at a place I didn't usually, a different room, our den and our guest room at that time. And I was looking up from the desk, looking out the doorway at an angle, and I saw the angles of the doorway and the angles of a hallway and an angle by a piece of furniture down there. And I just saw these series of corners, and the phrase came to me, around any corner. And just with that, I found myself in my mind, spirit, whatever, I found myself in Uncle Diggory's mansion. If you don't know what that is, you can read first part of Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe and understand that, or The Magician's Nephew, where Uncle Diggory was not Uncle Diggory yet, or Professor Kirsch. Anyway, I was in Uncle Diggory's mansion, where often children were when they went to Narnia. Happened different times, different ways. Got thinking of these things all together. Again, just the pictures. Pictures came of Uncle Diggory's mansion. Pictures came of what I pictured Narnia to be. And I hope you'll enjoy it. If you haven't become acquainted with this series, highly recommend give it a try. Maybe not for everybody, but there's just a wealth of things it does inside, or at least did for me. And I hope you'll enjoy this and perhaps forgive the an odd introduction and enjoy the song, What Would You Do in Another World? Round any corner, down any hall, from any room, any day soon a wardrobe may call. Up any stairway, that you may climb, past any fixture, into a picture you may fall any time. And what would you do in another world if you are just the same as you are in this world, but have another name? Instead of that girl, you are princess. Instead of that boy, you are king. For when Aslan breathed upon you, somehow you knew you could do anything. Raced by the lamppost on down past Thomas's home. You run by yourself, but you're never alone. Come which or weather, you meet face to face. You stand and you fight with all of your might, then you get back in the race. That's what you do in another world when you are just the same as you are in this world, but have another name. Instead of that boy, you're a king now. Instead of that girl, you're a queen. For when Aslan breathed upon you, he knew before you who you've always been. That's what you can do in this world, 'cause you are just the same as you were in that world with another name. Instead of that boy, you're a king now. Instead of that girl, you're a queen. For when Aslan breathed upon you, he knew before you who you've always been. For when Aslan breathed upon you, he knew before you who you've always been.